Former President Donald Trump has threatened to jail election officials he accuses of cheating, raising concerns about his commitment to upholding democratic norms.
With the debate just hours away, the former president has ramped up his threats to jail political opponents if he wins the election. Our own Vaughn Hilliard has the details.
Tonight, as he prepares for his critical debate showdown, former President Trump vowing to totally reshape the Justice Department and target political opponents.
We will completely overhaul Kamala's corrupt Department of Injustice.
He recently reposted doctored images of top Democrats, along with Anthony Fauci and Bill Gates in orange jumpsuits with the caption, "How to Actually Fix the System." And in Trump's new book, alleging Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg will try to unlawfully influence the 2024 election, writing, "If he does anything illegal, this time he will spend the rest of his life in prison." Just this weekend, Trump promising possible retribution against 2024 election administrators, writing, "Lawyers, political operatives, donors, illegal voters, and corrupt election officials, those involved in unscrupulous behavior, will be sought out, caught, and prosecuted at levels unfortunately never seen before in our country." But illegal voting is rare, and tonight, a Republican election official in Arizona told us he's worried.
I'm concerned. We will see potentially professionals who are more willing to bend general rules of prosecutorial ethics or legal standards, who will occupy these positions.
This summer's consequential Supreme Court ruling also gave a president absolute immunity over anything he orders or says to his attorney general. Though Trump's GOP supporters argue that DOJ and Democratic prosecutors are going after him to hurt his campaign.
My poll numbers, I believe, are higher now because the public understands it's a hoax.
Let's discuss this and more with former Democratic Senator Doug Jones of Alabama and Stuart Stevens, a veteran of the Mitt Romney and George W. Bush presidential campaigns. He is now with the Lincoln Project. Stuart, are people taking these threats seriously enough?
No, well, they're not. There is this reluctance to accept what Trump is saying. And look, I think the majority of the blame lies with my old party. You know, these Republican senators and governors and elected officials who are supporting Trump, they know there's not election fraud. If there was election fraud, what are they doing being elected? How does it work now? It's so, they know this, and yet they're remaining silent about it. And this is a system that is based upon goodwill and faith. A lot of our elections are conducted by volunteers who are doing a civic duty. And what Trump is doing is just sort of old-fashioned voter intimidation, which, Doug Jones knows more about that, having seen it in Alabama, than most folks.
Doug, what do you think? Can he actually do this?
Well, look, if he gets elected and he does what Project 2025 says about the Justice Department, he can do it because he will control those levers of power. And Congress will not do anything. Congress will be ill-equipped to try to stop him to do those kind of things. What's interesting about this, Stephanie, is, back in the summer when Project 2025 all of a sudden started getting a lot of publicity and the people in this country started seeing it for what it is, a danger and a threat to democracy, Donald Trump tried to distance himself from it. Oh, I don't have a clue what that is. There's some bad stuff in there. I'm not going to have anything to do with it. Well, what he is now describing about the Justice Department and retribution and prosecuting is exactly what's in Project 2025. And people need to understand that and so much more that's in that project because it's a danger. And yes, if he has the ability, he will direct the Justice Department to do exactly what he wants to do, to go after whoever. If you read some of the most recent literature, he tried to do that in his first term. And was not successful, but he tried to do that in his first term.
Stuart, let's talk about the latest viral outrage from the right, separate from the one I talked about in our last segment, the lies about migrants in an apartment complex in Colorado. This one is being pushed from people like Elon Musk, Stephen Miller, and even the VP candidate, J.D. Vance himself. They're all pushing these baseless claims that migrants are killing and eating pets in Springfield, Ohio.
Vice President Kamala Harris prepares meticulously for the upcoming debate, focusing on Pennsylvania, a critical battleground state, while Trump adopts a more unconventional approach, using public appearances to vent frustrations. Recent polling shows the 2024 presidential race is tightly contested between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, with no clear leader. Trump's unresolved legal challenges over alleged 2020 election interference raise concerns about his potential return to power in 2024. Kamala Harris faces a crucial moment, aiming to solidify her candidacy after replacing Joe Biden, with key states like Pennsylvania needed for victory. Harris's advisors have focused on how to handle debate rules, including microphone muting, aiming to counter Trump's often chaotic. Harris must address policy reversals and clarify her stance on key issues like immigration and fracking, as these topics remain significant challenges that voters want to be addressed. Trump's supporters, including key GOP figures, emphasize the need for him to focus on key issues like the economy and national security. Trump's recent rally speeches, referencing figures like Al Capone and Hannibal Lecter, have raised concerns about his coherence under pressure. Trump's claims of skullduggery and threats against political operatives reflect his broader pattern of attempting to undermine trust in the democratic process.